Hey, what's up, Soho guy? I think I could see the chat. So what's up, everybody? Welcome to the stream. Tonight we are just going to be walking around. Hey, Lady Orleans. So the chat is a little bit different tonight. I could see it a little bit, but not that much. Hey, Lena's here. What's up, Lena? The Daily Walk says, sup, bro? Sunshine after rain. Hello, everybody. So we're just going to be walking around tonight because it is raining, and it's going to rain even more, so we cannot use a skateboard. But the stream is still broken, so I'm not really able to see the chat that good. The comments only pop up for a short time and then disappear. So hopefully I'll be able to get Prism back working soon. Action Kid did tell me that Prism is working on it. I believe that YouTube/Google changed their API settings. So we're unable to connect to the stream properly. And I don't even know if I could scroll down and read the comments. Let me see. Let's see. No, I'm not. But it's okay. So if I miss your comments, guys, that's because they only pop up for 2 seconds on the stream, and then they go away. But I see the Swan is in here, Sunshine After Rain. The Daily Walk. I see the Daily Walker. So again, everybody, if I miss your comments, I do apologize. The stream is still broken, and we are utilizing OBS Streamlabs, which is not the best. Platform. Catherine's here. What's up, Catherine? Says, hey, Tom, crazy weather earlier, lots of flooding. Yeah, Catherine, it's about to downpour again. I checked the weather. It's going to downpour in a couple minutes. Lady Orleans, how are you? Solely Travels, what's going on, everybody? I hope you all are well. So it just finished raining here in New York, but it is going to start raining again in the next 15-20 minutes here. So it's going to downpour again, unfortunately. But we're still having some technical difficulties on the stream, so just bear with me if I don't read all the comments. Hey, Solo 401 is here. What's up, Solo 401? It says storm wrenches northeast. Yeah, that's true. That is true. Did you guys see that? That guy almost got hit by that car. I'm not sure if you saw that. TommyCast IRL says, can I be a mod? So right now on the stream, our stream is broken. So I'm unable to make any changes to the chat. I barely can even see the chat, so I apologize. Sierra Friend says, that's aggravating. Hopefully Prism will be fixed soon. I hope so too. Everybody. Hey, Daniel G's here. Daniel is our pal from Buenos Aires, Argentina. He says, hi, Tom. Champagne's here. What's up, Champagne? We're just going to be walking around. No skateboard because it is about to downpour in a couple minutes. But we are right here, 59th Street, Central Park South on the east side of Manhattan. Hey, the ABX girl's here. The ABX girl is our pal from the Bronx, who worked on Wall Street for many, many years in Times Square. Wendy's here. Hello, Wendy. What's up, the Swan? How is everybody? Hope you all are well. Ireva says, hi, Tom. I could see the chat on the screen. That's new. Ooh. Yeah, so you guys could see the chat on the screen. I thought I was only able to see the chat on the screen. Yeah, so Prism has been acting up, so I can't see the stream at all. I can only just see maybe 1 or 2 comments at a time. So hopefully Prism can get their stuff fixed, because I hate this platform. Streamlabs, OBS is really, really terrible. But today on the stream, I wanted to talk about this last night, but I guess we'll talk about it tonight if we have time. I wanted to bring up a very interesting topic and highlight one of the fund managers out there. The company or the mutual fund is called the Akre Focus Fund. So we will dive into that a little bit later in the stream. So for everybody watching, you guys could see the comments on the screen, right? I thought only I could see that. Out and About's here. Hey, what's up, Out and About? Says I tried StreamYards today. I'm gonna have to check out StreamYards because I don't know if I'm gonna be able to use Prism ever again. I don't know if they're gonna be able to fix it. Oh, Champagne says yes we can. Yikes, that's not good. I didn't want that. Well, so the reason why I had to play around with Streamlabs a little bit. Daniel G says yes, we could see the comments on the screen. Yeah, so I needed to play around with Streamlabs OBS because last night I couldn't see the comments at all. So I was just like skating around. I couldn't see anybody, couldn't read anybody's comments. So I apologize. So if that's distracting to all of you, I really, really do apologize for that. Reva says we're having earthquakes here in California today. Wow. It seems like there's been crazy weather all over the place. Hey, the Swan is here. The Swan is our pal from Ireland. Solely Travels. What's up? Champagne says no, it's okay. Yeah, Champagne, I'm gonna try. I have to figure out a way to fix this. This is gonna be an issue. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. But we'll check it out. We'll figure it out. But the weather has been really crazy in New York. Almost every single day for the past 2 weeks, it's been raining at night. And I mean raining like crazy. The rain has been hammered. Stone Kicker says, I kind of like that about last night's stream. Yeah, it was, I think it's sometimes good like that. I'm not reading everybody's comments and just sort of chilling. I agree with that, Stone Kicker. But now we can see the chat on the stream, which is a little different. Julie says, hey, what's up? Happy Thursday evening. What's up, Julie? Hope you're well. We're just going to be walking around because of the rain once again. It's been raining almost every day. Hey, Felix is here. What's up, Felix? Champagne says, yes, Elsa will be in New York tomorrow or today. Hey, Michelle. Says, good evening, Tom. The stream is still messed up. So Prism, for anybody who's familiar with the streaming service Prism, it's still out of commission. Still does not work. So Out and About says Toronto has terrible weather now. Hey, Charlie says, saludos amigos, ¿cómo estás? Bien, y tú? So we're on Madison Avenue and East 57th Street. Gregory Kelly says, hey, skate bro. Not on your wheels tonight? Nope, not on the wheels tonight, unfortunately, because it is raining. So unfortunately not tonight. In the next 10 minutes here, it's about to pour down like crazy. It says, hey Tom, had a blast last night. Thank you. Absolutely. So for everybody who's joining, I apologize about the stream. It's all messed up and it's still messed up. And now it's still a lot of stuff. So that's about it. So we'll just be walking around tonight. But hopefully the Nightbot still works, as I programmed the Nightbot to drop an interesting article that I really want you guys to check out. Solo401 says, we'll still ride with you. Last night, you were unable to read comments. I just want you to know last night quality was very good. Thank you, Daniel G. Appreciate that. Champagne says, I totally missed that live. Hey, what's up, Michael DaCosta? Okay, Champagne says, yes, the Nightbot is working. Good. Catherine says, I wonder if Prism was hacked. There was a big ransomware attack recently. Did you hear about it? I did hear about that, Catherine. I did hear about that. But we're usually on the skateboard for these streams, but it was downpouring all day today, like really, really bad. And it's gonna continue to downpour. Wendy says I did a kickflip. Nice, Wendy. So we'll just be walking around. But tonight I wanted to talk about a topic that I was reading a lot about over the weekend that I wanted to share with you guys yesterday, but we couldn't. So tonight we're going to talk about the Akre Focus Fund, which is one of the most successful mutual funds on Wall Street. And I programmed the Nightbot to give you guys a link to a very good interview from Investors Business Daily with the two portfolio managers of the Akre Focus Fund, which is John Neff and Chris Carone. So you guys are going to hear, you'll be able to see a very, very amazing, very good interview. But we'll get to that a little bit later in the stream. Out and About says I'm going to delete the Prism app and download it again. Yeah, so Out and About, Action Kid told me what was going on with Prism. And Google or YouTube changed their API settings. So it's going to be it's going to be a while before they fix it, I think. I mean, the only thing for me is I just want to be able to see the chat. I just want to be able to see the chat, that's all. It's one of my favorite buildings in New York. It looks crazy, this apartment complex. This one's pretty much in the clouds. 432 Park Avenue. Very, very nice. Sunshine. I can't tell if it's sunshine after rain or sunshine New York, but either way, welcome to the stream. Michael DaCosta says lots of people were having problems with the chat. Yeah, hopefully it'll get fixed soon. Solo401 says gorgeous. Solo401, glad to have you here. Well, thank you everybody for joining. The Swan says love to live in that apartment. So this is 432 Park Avenue. This is the main entrance. Hey, Josh D's here. What's up, Josh D? And this thing is just a giant. Look at how high up it goes. It's crazy. Solo401 is our pal from Rhode Island. I want a place with the balcony, says Wendy. I think I do too. Josh D is here. What's up, Josh? Yeah, so unfortunately no skateboard tonight. I think I probably could have brought the skateboard, but it's about to downpour any second. The Swan says living with your head in the clouds. So this is East 56th Street and Madison Avenue. Daniel Jesus penthouse would be nice. We'll do a quick walk past the Trump Tower. Solo401 says you're gonna forget how to ride soon. I know, man. Josh D says, is it true the subways are flooded? Saw a viral video of a lady swimming in it. Yes, So uptown in Harlem is quite flooded like crazy. It's really, really flooded there. Action Kid says, I need to see this flooded subway video. Yeah, Action Kid, it's crazy. Action Kid, I'm not sure if you have Twitter, but if you look on Twitter, it's nuts. And the lady went right through the turnstile in like 6 feet of water. I don't know why she would want to do that. But yeah, Action Kid, my stream is still messed up, man. I don't know how to fix the prism, and now the chat is on the front of the screen. So I guess I'll try to figure out how to fix it later. But it's crazy. I think this year has been more rain than any other year that I remember. And I think the reason for, I don't know, I believe all of the flooded subway was, I think uptown in Harlem, I believe. Solo 401 says $29 million for a place in the thin building near Central Park. Wow. The ABX girl says apartments and walk-ups are flooded in Brooklyn, New York. Wow. Yeah, so if anybody wants to see the subway video where it's all flooded, I don't know how many people have Twitter, but that's where I was looking at it. I was looking at it on Twitter, and it was nuts. It was wild. The ABX, the Bronx, 149th Street and Grand Concourse. You know, ABX, I used to get off there and work at a home healthcare agency. We were doing a lot of tech stuff there. Dave Jeffrey, NF. Hey, what's up, Dave Jeffrey NF says you can Google subway flooding New York City. Yeah, that's a good way to do it too. Josh T says, I can't believe the woman just jumped into it like it was nothing. I know, it was crazy. Could you imagine, Josh, what's in that water? Can you imagine? I don't think you couldn't pay me to go through that. So this is the Ferrari dealership on Park Avenue at East 55th Street. Well, the weather said it was going to rain, but it doesn't look like it's raining. It actually looks like a pretty nice night. Josh D says, I have a feeling the ones in the windows are just for show. Possibly. Yeah, on all of the weather apps, it said that it was going to rain like crazy starting at 9:30. Hey, Gerald Lee, what's up? This is Hey Wall Street Skate Bro. Good to see you streaming tonight. Thank you, Gerald, for joining. We're streaming tonight, but we're not going to be on the skateboard, unfortunately, because of the rainstorm. We're supposed to get a big hurricane tomorrow. But I hope everybody's doing well. Can't believe it's already Thursday today. Tomorrow is Friday. End of the week already. Daniel G says that's the subway flooding video. Thank you, Daniel. Daniel, how's everything going on in Argentina? Solo 401 says, oh my God, people were just swimming in it. I would have walked home. I agree, Solo 401. Can you just imagine? Because you have to think about all the rats that are in the subways. And what a lot of people don't realize is the MTA treats the subway platforms with unbelievable amounts of rat poison. So you're just swimming in rat poison. Mr. English says, hello, I'm new here. Good evening. Mr. English, thank you for being here. welcome to the stream, and I hope you're having a great week. Welcome to the channel. Hey, Joseph Taylor. We usually skateboard around Manhattan, but due to the weather today, we're going to have to just walk it. Hey, Monica's here. What's up, Monica? Monica is our pal from Sweden. Monica is from Sweden. Monica, how are the dogs? They good? Josh D says, welcome, Mr. English. Solo 401 says, rats, street runoff, sewer flow, everything. Yeah, it's pretty disgusting. Yeah, Catherine says, and the rats swim too. So this is one of my favorite buildings in New York City. It's called the Seagram Building. And it's right here on East 53rd Street. It's one of my favorite buildings in the city because they built it so far away from the actual street. So when you walk out of the office, you get an amazing view. Monica says the dogs are fine. Nice. The dog is fine. Awesome. Champagne says, wow, that's beautiful. Yeah, this is one of my favorite buildings here. I always come here. Daniel G says, suffering from the second coronavirus wave, 10% population already vaccinated, and tomorrow we celebrate Independence Day. That's awesome. So it's holiday. Hopefully I will not work. That's awesome. Well, happy Independence Day, Daniel G, our friend from Argentina. Yeah, so this is the view you get when you walk out of your office buildings in the Seagram Building. Joseph Taylor says, Tom, do you know about the 6th and a half Avenue? I believe I do. I think it's very close to here. We could probably walk past it. Yeah, so this would be a great view to come out of your office every night and just hang out here. Really nice. So I was reading an article in the Wall Street Journal that the Seagram Building is 40% vacant. So the city, a lot of the big office buildings are still running significant vacancies, which is still kind of crazy. So this building, the Seagram Building, is 40% vacant still. Johnny C says, you take truly poetic shots of the Empire State Building. Any chance of a shot of the Chrysler Building, says Johnny C. Well, yeah, we'll probably walk through it tonight. We'll probably take a walk past the Chrysler Building tonight. Most of the time we're on a skateboard, so we get there a little bit quicker, but we'll see what happens tonight. But I do appreciate everybody joining the stream. Thank you for all new viewers and everybody. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And then this is looking downtown towards the Grand Central Station. And you could see the new Vanderbilt building, One Vanderbilt. The top of the building is pretty much in the clouds. So thank you to everybody that's joining. apologize for the technical difficulties. Hopefully Streamlabs will be up. Prism will be up soon. Champagne says, I would look at those buildings all night. Wendy says, lights reflecting on the pavement is nice. I agree. So when I used to work at 1166 Avenue of the Americas, on my lunch break, I would come here. I would grab a cup of coffee and I would sit here and I would just read the paper here at the Seagram building, and I would just look at this view until my lunch break was over, which is a nice view. So we're walking southbound on Park Avenue towards East 51st Street. And maybe we'll take a little walk around Grand Central Station. Doesn't look like it's gonna rain tonight. But the weather app says it's gonna start raining. Joseph, what's up, Joseph Taylor? How are you, my friend? Welcome. I think the One Vanderbilt building looks really nice. The blue spire in the clouds, it looks amazing here on Park Avenue. Yeah, sunshine. It is very beautiful here on Park Avenue. So Park Avenue is home to some of the largest hedge funds, investment banks on Wall Street. Many of them are located right here on Park Avenue. Monica says, love the blue color. I do too. It's really nice. Mr. English says, NYC is really fantastic at night. And Mr. English is relatively new to the stream. So I appreciate everybody who's just joining and all of the new subscribers. So thank you so much. We appreciate you being here. Gregory Kelly says 740 Park is a very posh address. Hey, Sue Lane is here. Thanks for joining, Gregory Kelly. So we'll take a look at this sculpture over here. It's a very nice sculpture. It's by the artist Cause. And we used to have one in our office building at 1166 Avenue of Americas. Joseph Taylor says, Tom, do you know what... The comment went away. Sorry about that. Yeah, guys, the chat is very finicky. So I'm unable to read the comments. They only pop up on the screen for a second and then they go away. Hey, Zap Allen's here. What's up, Zap Allen? We're still having issues with the stream. Hence why it looks a little bit weird tonight, but I appreciate everybody joining. We're just walking around tonight. We don't have the skateboard, unfortunately, but we'll make way, we'll make it happen. But Zap Allen, I hope you're well. Hope you had a good day. So here's the statue, Cause. A lot of people on the stream say it looks like Elmo, but it's not. So I used to have this exact sculpture in my office building at 1166 Avenue of Americas. But our sculpture was black. So I think there's 3 of these in office buildings all around the city. So everybody who's new, if you're just joining and I missed your comments, I apologize. William Creech says lots of rain in New York, eh? Yeah, a lot of rain in New York. And I think it's about to start raining again, William, here in about 10 to 15 minutes. It's supposed to come down really, really hard. So William, thank you for being here. And I hope you're having a great night and happy Friday, everybody. Wendy says that's her favorite color. Nice. Joseph Taylor says the first power plant of Edison. Joe Hernandez says, hey Tom, hey everybody. Zap Allen says, oh my God, be careful Tom. Thank you, Zap Allen. Hey, Mr. English says, I'm from Brazil, still learning English. That's awesome. Mr. English, that's one of my biggest regrets in life, is not learning to speak Spanish fluently. So that's going to be one of the things I work on over the next coming years, is hopefully I can speak fluent Spanish. Hey, Cosmo Scary's here. What's up, Cosmo? Cosmo Scary says, I'm studying Italian right now. Awesome. I think everybody should at least know 1 or 2, or should know 2 languages, I think. I think everybody should be fluent in at least 2 languages. Joe Hernandez says Ariel on Urbanist had the same issues on YouTube. Yeah, it's hopefully Prism can fix it, but according to Action Kid, they changed their APIs, YouTube, so Prism is still having issues. Zap Allen says, Tom, did you announce your topics tonight that you'll be discussing? Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Tonight we will be covering the Akre Focus Fund, which is a mutual fund here on Wall Street that has outperformed the S&P 500 over the last 3 years, 5 years, and 10 years. And I've programmed the bot, the Nightbot, to drop you guys an interview with the 2 portfolio managers of the Akre Focus Fund, which is Jeff Neff and Chris, forget his last name, Carone, I believe. Chris Carone of the Akre Focus Fund. But Zap Allen, I hope you're having a good day. Thursday, it's almost Friday, so thank you everybody who's new that's joining. If I miss your comments, I apologize. I am having issues with the chat. So thank you to all of the new subscribers to the channel. Thank you to all the new viewers. And if you put a comment and I miss it, just type it again, maybe in the next couple minutes, and I'll definitely get around to reading it. Daniel G says, Tom, if you will, sometime we could talk. Yeah, that'd be great. Daniel G, that would be awesome. I would be very interested in that, Daniel. Shoot me an email, Daniel. Hey, Andrew Calhoun is here. Says, hello, Tom, just a quick pop in. Been busy? No problem, Andrew. Andrew is our pal, our moderator from Australia. Filler says, hi, amigo. Hola, Filler. Yeah, so we'll talk about the Akre Focus Fund. And so the Akre Focus Fund was actually founded in 1989, I believe, by Chuck Akre. And they manage about $17 billion. So their total AUM is about $17 billion. And we'll take a look at some of the commonalities that they like to look for, or the characteristics that they look for when making large investments into specific stocks. And one of the reasons why I wanted to bring this topic up is because if you look at their asset allocation, they only have about 40 investments in the entire fund. So if you think about an AUM of $17 billion, and it's consolidated into about 30 investments, with the top 5 holdings making up over 40% of the entire fund, that is extreme concentration. It's called portfolio concentration. So there's a lot of debate on Wall Street if that's too much concentration and not enough diversification. But we'll go into actually why that is quite a risk-averse strategy. Monica says, dog walk time. Take it easy. I'll be back later. No problem, Monica. Thank you for joining. It's been so humid that I wear contact lenses. They've been fogging up and I really can't see. Filler says, nice walk. Yeah, Filler, we're just going to walk around tonight. We're not going to be on the skateboard because it said it was supposed to rain. It was raining like crazy earlier in the day. But you know what I'll do? I'll pull off to the side and I'll put my umbrella away in my backpack. And right when I put the umbrella away, it'll start raining. So that'll be our go-to to make it start raining. Hey, Soho guys here. What's up, Soho? Soho guy says, I never take the subway. I never really take the subway either. Hey, Choo Choo Lady J is here. What's up, Choo Choo Lady J? Says, good evening, Tom and everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. I'm doing really well. It's a little humid, a little stormy out tonight, but nothing crazy. Joseph Taylor says, the Yale Club pays more taxes in my hometown. Yeah, the Yale Club is right here. And Jeff Bezos actually is a frequent guest. He frequents this Yale Club right here. Yeah, Tech Explorers NYC says, I see now you have a big, gigantic chat box. Yeah, so Tech Explorers NYC, the stream is still messed up. Catherine says, is it AK? Yeah, so the Akre Focus Fund. So it is a mutual fund on Wall Street. So I guess we'll start to talk about it, but that is the one. And so if you guys are interested, Chuck Akre is probably top 50 investors of all time, in my opinion. And the reason why I wanted to bring this up is because we often talk about dividend distributions on the stream and why they're arguably not the best way to return capital to shareholders due to the creation of a taxable event and the elimination of compounding. So we're at 1 Vanderbilt. The lobbies look so clean. They keep everything so clean here at Grand Central Station, 1 Vanderbilt. Hey, Susan is here, says God bless. Good evening from Las Vegas. Susan, thank you for being here. We love Las Vegas. I actually should be in Las Vegas later later in the next month. So potentially in August. I'll be going on some business trips down there. So we'll take a look at the Chrysler building. I'm not sure who in the chat wanted to see it, but we are right here at the Chrysler building. Cosmos says people were swimming to get to their trains today. I know, it's nuts. So we're right here at Grand Central Station by Pershing Square and Vanderbilt Avenue and East 42nd Street, right near the brand new One Vanderbilt Tower. Champagne is so beautiful. Cosmo Scary says, I went to a dental office high up in the Chrysler with an amazing view. Nice. Wow, there's a dentist office in there? That's crazy. That's awesome. Yeah, we'll take another look at it. Hey, Photos from Around New York is here. What's up? Gerald Lee says, Tom, are you going to stream from Vegas? I don't know if I'll be able to, Gerald. I'm going to be going there for 4 days for a business meeting, so I'm not too sure if I'll be able to, but if I can, I'll definitely try to bring the skateboard and skate around. Solo 401 says we have the Vanderbilt Mansion in Newport. Beautiful. Photos from Around New York says, you're tired, how are you? I'm doing pretty good. It was a very busy day today at work. But it was sort of one of those days where you're under the optimal amount of stress. So I was on conference calls from about 8 o'clock this morning right up to 7:30 at night. But very, very productive. I felt like we got a lot of stuff done, got a lot of deals closed, so very good. That's like the best days at work, is when you're extremely busy that the day cruises by. It's called, like, there's been studies showing that your body needs to be under the optimal amount of stress. And then you perform very, very well. So it was good today. Some days better than others. We'll take another look at the Chrysler building. And this is One Vanderbilt. And we're crossing the street at Madison Avenue. Wendy says, yes, I know that feeling at work. I'm like Superwoman. Yeah, Wendy. I love that feeling. It's like you're in the groove, you know? It's not like you're stressed out, there's problems arising all around. It's more so like you have that optimal amount of stress where you're just crushing through projects and you're just knocking projects out of the water. I love that feeling. And a lot of my customers were actually happy today. I'm just kidding, they're always happy. Zap Allen says, being under pressure at your job is fine when you know what you're doing. Yeah. There's been a lot of studies done about like the optimal amount of stress. Mr. English says, I hope to visit New York City someday. Yeah, Mr. English, definitely come, my friend. New York is a great place for tourists to visit. It's safest city on earth. Or the safest big city in America. People are very friendly. So please, come visit New York. You're gonna have a great time. So you can see the Bank of America Tower from here. and Salesforce Tower. So one of my good friends used to be a managing director at Bank of America. He used to run the equity index options desk for Bank of America. His name was Raj Malhotra. He's featured on CNBC sometimes, but he was a managing director right there at the Bank of America, which is right next to Salesforce Tower. And Salesforce is a big software company that specializes in CRM software, or customer relationship management, that just made a huge acquisition of Slack. Slack was a publicly traded company under the ticker symbol WORK, but now Salesforce has acquired the company, and I think Mark Benioff and team are going to do amazing, amazing things with Slack, in my opinion. So I think it was a great acquisition. A lot of people were trying to tell Mark Benioff that it was a stupid decision to acquire Slack. But those people really don't know what they're talking about. Mark Benioff is arguably one of the best CEOs of all time in the software space. So we're right here overlooking. Hey, DJ's here. Says, hi Tom, how are you, from Chile? DJ is our pal, relatively new to the stream, but tuning in from Chile. So welcome to all of our viewers from Chile. So thank you for being here, DJ, and I hope you're having a great week, my friend. Joseph Taylor says, Tom, bye for now, and thanks. No problem, Joseph. Hope to see you soon on the stream. Gus is enjoying the live stream. Thank you, Gus. But Joseph, have a great night, and if I don't see you, have a great weekend, my friend. If I don't see you between now and Sunday, have a good weekend, Joseph. But Gus, I don't think I've seen you on the stream before, so welcome, Gus. We usually skateboard around the city, but tonight it's supposed to be a massive rainstorm, so we're just walking around. So this is the new New York Public Library, where there's actually a roof deck on top where you could bring your books or your laptop to study, which I think I'm gonna do that next week, pending the rain, and maybe just work on the roof here in Manhattan. That'd be awesome. Just take a day to work outside on the roof of the new New York Public Library. It's probably gonna have an amazing view. Yes, DJ is from Chile. So DJ, do you have any insights for us Americans? There's a lot of Americans and a lot of Canadians in the chat. So what's going on in Chile? Do you like it? What do you like about it? So if I was going to visit Chile, what would you suggest? Look at how beautiful the library looks. Amazing. They did a great job. I remember when this library used to look like something right out of the 1980s. It was very musty, moldy, really, really disgusting. But now it looks beautiful. And now we have a very nice view overlooking the New York Public Library, Bank of America Tower, and Salesforce Tower. Hey, and we have the Antagonizer here in the chat. What's up, Antagonizer? Says, hey, bro. What's going on, Antagonizer? Hey, Nelson is here. Is from Uruguay. Welcome to all of our viewers from Uruguay. So, Nelson, welcome to the stream. Happy to have you here, my friend. We usually skateboard around the city, but tonight we are just walking around, having a good time because of the rainstorm. It's supposed to rain in about an hour or two. Andres Lost is here. What's up, Andres Lost? Says hi again from Chile. Hey, we have two people here from Chile. That's awesome. So Andres Lost is from Chile. We have DJ from Chile, and then Daniel G is our pal from Buenos Aires, Argentina. Mr. English, investments is a subject of interest, but I never did it before. I hope to learn. Yeah, so I guess we'll start the topic. We'll start to talk about it. So if you want to follow along, if you put into the Nightbot, if you do !Akre or AKRE, I programmed the bot to drop a link to an interview that Investors Business Daily did with the two portfolio managers of the Akre Focus Fund, and they manage about $17 billion in assets under management. Toilet Brush says, Tom, have you ever seen... Yeah, so Toilet Brush, I can't read the comments. I can only read the comments for 2 seconds and then they go away. We're still having problems. So Akre with an E. So AKRE, Akre Focus Fund. So the two portfolio managers are Jeff Neff and Chris Carone, and they manage about $17 billion in assets under management. And one of the interesting things that I try to portray on this channel is that the way institutional investors invest is they look for a couple of key criteria. And that could be anything from increased earnings growth. So they like to look for companies that have an extremely large TAM, or total addressable market, because they want to make sure that the space that they're selling their products and services into is so large that it can garner enough profits to sustain growth in the business for many years and add into the compounding effect. So if you read that article, Investors Business Daily, every single Saturday they do an interview with some of the greatest mutual fund managers on Wall Street. So I would recommend anybody who wants to check it out. Every single Saturday, Investors Business Daily sits down with the top mutual fund managers on Wall Street that outperform the market over the past 3, 5, and 10 years. And what I mean by outperforming the market, that means, let's say if the S&P 500 on average returns about 11% per year, these mutual fund managers are returning more than that. So in the industry, the term is called generating alpha. And we'll take a walk through Bryant Park. Actually, I haven't done that in a while. Take a walk through Bryant Park. So in terms of the Akre Focus Fund, if you look at their approach, it requires a long-term perspective. So we're looking for compounding our shareholders' capital at the highest rate for the longest periods of time that you can. And that is the whole focus of the fund. Because when you're an institutional investor, you're bound by a fiduciary responsibility to invest into companies that have earnings, right? So a lot of the times when you read online or on Reddit that, you should buy this penny stock or that penny stock, those things are going to go to zero because they don't have any earnings or sales, and there's no big institutional investors that are buying those companies. So for example, a Fidelity Magellan fund is not going to buy a company that has negative earnings, or a pre-revenue company. They're not going to buy that type of business. So if you read the article, the two portfolio managers literally detail their exact investment process. And that is, they want to look for companies, and they actually detail a few examples of companies they're invested in. So one of those companies is called Adobe. So if you read the article, I won't go into, I think everybody essentially knows what Adobe is, but we'll just really go into the fundamentals. So what they look for is they want to look for explosive earnings growth over a 5 and a 10-year period. Because studies show that over time, the price of any specific equity or security will follow the trajectory of the company's earnings over time. That's why if you look at a stock like Google or Salesforce or an Amazon or an Atlassian, over the past 5 to 10 years, their stock prices has been on a one-way trip higher. And if you look at their EPS growth, or an earnings per share growth, the trend is higher. So I don't know the exact numbers, but I believe in 2013, Google's EPS was roughly $4.60, roughly. You can check the exact number by just giving it a quick Google search. In 2022, Google is projected to earn $22 per share in earnings. $22 per share in earnings. So check out this view of the Empire State Building here in Bryant Park. It's unbelievable. Extremely, extremely beautiful. So in the interview, one of the interesting things that Chuck Akre says, and he is the founder of the Akre Focus Fund, he's not really that involved now because he has his two portfolio managers running the fund, but he says you have to look for compounding machines. He describes companies as compounding machines, right? And essentially, one of the ways he describes this is, if you take a penny, a single penny, and you double it every single day for 30 days, you have $5 million. If you add 1 day to that to make it a full month, if you take a penny and double it for 31 days, you have $10 million. So that is the magic of compounding. So what he wants to do is he wants to apply that principle to his investing expertise or his companies that he invests in. So one thing that you have to understand is when we're looking for businesses to do that, right, compounding, we want businesses that can reinvest their cash flows back into the business to continue to earn the above average rates of return on that capital and therefore compound shareholders' returns, if that makes sense. And this gets into sort of the topic that we covered on previous streams of, well, are dividends a really good way to return capital or value to shareholders? And the Akre Focus Fund would disagree, and I'll sort of go into why. Essentially, when a business earns free cash flow, that means cash the business takes in or earns as a profit, they can do a couple of things with that. They can either return it back to shareholders in the form of a dividend, where they actually pay you, let's say, like a 1% yield per year on all of the shares you own. Or they could take that cash flow and do an M&A or a merger and acquisition and acquire other businesses. And lastly, they could just invest it back into their own company, into R&D or research and development, and try to make more money on that money. So let's say if the average, common stocks in this country has returned about 10% per year on average. So if a company is just sitting on all that excess cash on the balance sheet and they're not doing anything with that, it's not going to compound into anything. But if I own, let's say, just in layman's terms, if I own a grocery store and I have 3 shareholders and I own one store and I earn whatever it is, $100,000 of free cash flow, and I just return all of that value to my shareholders in dividends, they're going to be pretty happy. But what if I took that money and invested it into opening a second store right down the block, and then a third store and a fourth store and a fifth store? And this may sound pretty familiar because that's what Sam Walton did with Walmart. Had he just returned all his free cash flow to his shareholders in the form of a dividend, yeah, they may have made some money, but you're not going to make the massive thunder money. I mean, the crazy money of reinvesting back into the business, growing your business in a huge total addressable market to further compound your growth to shareholders. So if you guys want to check out that article, Investors Business Daily gives you all of this for free, right? They interview the best mutual fund managers every single Saturday, and you guys could read this stuff for free. So if you type into the chat !Akre, so AKRE, it'll bring you to the interview with the 2 portfolio managers of the Akre Focus Fund, and you'll be able to read it. This is my favorite spot in Bryant Park, overlooking the fountain and also overlooking the One Vanderbilt building. Soho Guy, it's AKRE, Akre, for the Akre Focus Fund. And the Nightbot will drop the link in the chat to the article. Yeah, Solar 401 says Walmart is worth over $360 billion. think more than that. Hey, Mark Davis is here. Mark Davis is our pal from Canada, from Toronto. So Mark Davis, thank you for being here, my friend. Welcome to the stream. So that is the topic for the day. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. And so also tomorrow on the Nightbot, I'm gonna actually program an actual interview with Chuck Akre, and he's just an unbelievable thinker, an unbelievable investor, and you guys will be able to take it to check it out. Lady Orleans is glad the rain hasn't come down and ruined your stream. I actually kind of like the rain. I have an umbrella, Lady Orleans, so we got it. But yeah, I wish I brought the skateboard, but I guess the ground is still a little bit damp. But thank you to everybody tuning in. I apologize for the technical difficulties with the chat. But thank you to all of the new subscribers, everybody watching the video. I appreciate it. Lady Orleans, how's everything going in New Jersey? DJ says, what happened yesterday? You couldn't see the chat. Yeah, so the streaming service I use, Prism, is not working, and it's still not working. That's why the chat here looks a little bit funky, and it's in the middle of the screen. But this is the Bank of China. We are right here at the Bank of China. Lady Orleans says, some flooding in some areas, overall not too terrible. Well, that's good. DJ, what Prism said is that the APIs have changed. So, hey, Gons is here. What's up, Gons? Says, hi, all. What's going on? The Magic Wah says, hi, hello. How are you? Welcome. Photos from around New York says, Action Kid mentioned that issues on his streams too. Yeah, so I think Prism, which is the streaming service that I usually use, is no longer working due to YouTube changing its APIs or its API settings, but at least that's what Action Kid said. Hey, what's up, Jonathan C? What's going on, my friend? Hope you're well. Happy Friday, everybody. At least, I mean, it's still Thursday, but we're getting close to the end of the week. So, and everybody in the chat, one of the things I like about that interview that I posted in the Nightbot from Investors Business Daily is that they'll ask these mutual fund managers for their specific investments that they're invested in, and they'll break it down as to why, right? So with the Akre Focus Fund, one of their top holdings is Adobe. So they'll go through, you know, how they value their discounted cash flows. They'll talk about their earnings growth going over the next 5 to 10 years. And they'll also talk about its overall total addressable market, or its TAM. But again, if I'm missing anybody's comments, I apologize. It's because the chat is all wonky and I can't really see the chat. Hey, Cynthia Wagner is a new subscriber. So Cynthia, thank you so much for subscribing. We appreciate you being here. Loose72 says good information. Yes. Loose72, long time no see, my friend. Glad to have you on the stream. Yeah, I think that's one of the things that I try to highlight on the channel, is just to sort of provide some clarity around investments, right? Because there's a lot of misinformation out there, and a lot of people, I think especially on YouTube, that are saying things that are pretty ridiculous, I guess I would say. Like advising people to buy stocks without any earnings, or especially a lot of these SPACs, which are special purpose acquisition companies, which are I think, in a massive bubble, because these SPACs, a lot of these companies are actually pre-revenue, so it's just an idea, right? Wow, I think we have 100 people watching. That's crazy. So thank you everybody for watching. I appreciate it. Yes, Cosmo, Paris Spaghetti. They have good blondies there.
AJ, didn't pick up much until he was the first,
I don't think we've ever, I think we only reached 100 viewers only one time. So thank you everybody for being here. I appreciate it. Appreciate all the new viewers. But I think the one thing I want to highlight is every single week on Saturday in Investors Business Daily, if you click that link, it'll take you to the newest interview with the portfolio managers of these mutual funds that consistently outperform the market, and they will tell you their investment process. And what you'll do is you develop a pattern recognition, right? So you'll develop commonalities between the different securities that they own. So for example, in almost every single interview with mutual fund managers from BlackRock, from Fidelity, from Barron Fund, they all look for outsized performance from these companies in the areas of EPS, or earnings per share growth, revenue growth, return on equity, pre-tax margins, after-tax margins, and a big or a large total addressable market. And if you can check off all of those boxes and say, hey, this company has 34% return on equity, it's growing its earnings at a compounded rate of 25% year over year, it's growing at its revenues at 25% year over year, the 9 times out of 10 over time, that stock will appreciate higher over time. Hey, Ground Zero says we live at 5, live at 5. So sorry everybody if I'm missing some of the comments. I can only see what's on the screen and then it goes away quick. So I guess the moral of the story is if you're going to buy individual stocks. Hey, Miguel's here. This is good today. What's up, Miguel? Lady Orleans says yesterday we had 125. No way. No way. Did we really? We had 125 people on the stream yesterday? That's insane. Hey, Sam says hello all. What's up, Sam? Ground Zero says, how is everybody? Sam, Ground Zero, I'm doing really well. How are you? Sam says, hey, Tom, what's up? Sam, I believe, Sam, I can't really see your icon because the stream is still messed up. But Sam is our pal from Toronto. I believe another friend from Toronto, Canada. We have a lot of people on the stream from Toronto, Canada. So, love our Canadian pals. And it was actually just Canada Day, I believe, last Friday. Pretty cool. Zap Balance says, yes, Tom, several days you had over 100 people. Wow, that's crazy. Well, thank you guys. Yeah, I mean, we have 122 people on right now. So I appreciate everybody watching, and I'm glad you like the streams. Unfortunately, we're not able to be on the skateboard tonight. Yes, July 1 it was Canada Day, says Film Mission. Yes, so happy Canada Day to all of our pals in Canada. Yeah, so apologize I'm not on the skateboard tonight, but the weather said it was going to rain, so I didn't want to risk it. So hopefully the stream is still pretty entertaining for you all. So we'll take a look at the Empire State Building if you want to drop !Swan in the chat. Loose72 says your stream is growing like a good stock. Yeah, hopefully the stream has good revenue growth and good earnings growth and positive return on equity. So !Swan, and then we will get DJ says saludos, Tom. Miguel Gonzalez says you went to Coney Island before. Ground Zero says we had hell just a bit ago here. Oh, in Ohio. Wow, so Ground Zero is joining us from Ohio. So welcome. I've never been to Ohio, but I'd love to go. I'd love to check it out. Daniel G says, yesterday there were over 120 people, and one of them was Action Kid. Ooh, yes. Action Kid drops in quite a bit. I like Action Kid. He's a very nice guy. And very helpful, too. Extremely helpful. So the Swan is our moderator from Ireland, and he always says Empire State Building is signpost equals know where you are, or Empire State Building equals signpost equals know where you are. Ground Zero says Ohio sucks, no beach. I'm from Daytona Beach, Florida, so it's boring here. Oh, I can imagine if you're moving from Florida to Ohio, I can imagine how boring that must be. Hey, Victoria Greco's here. Says hi, Tom. Hey, Victoria. Hope you're well. Zap Allen says Action Kid is the Oprah Winfrey of New York City walking shows. Yes, during the pandemic, well, like the height of the pandemic, I was trapped and suffocated in a prisoner in my apartment, and I would have Action Kid's streams on my second monitor while I was doing work on my other monitor. Don't tell my customers or my clients that, but that's what we did. So we're here at 34th Street, Herald Square by the Macy's. And I appreciate everybody joining, so thank you to all the new subscribers. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate it. We usually skateboard around New York City and talk about finance, but today it was a rainstorm, so we couldn't. So I appreciate everybody for subscribing. Cosmo Scary said Googled Irish slang and want to see if it's accurate. Ground Zero says rent a bike there, fun. DJ, is it hot or cold now? It's not bad. It's actually not bad. I would say it's about 75 degrees out, because the rain cooled it off a lot. Earlier today it was nuts. DJ said it's cold there and chilly. Daniel G. Sorry, Daniel, I missed your comment. I'm not able to look at a lot of the comments, though. I apologize. But that kind of stinks that the chat is like slammed in the middle of the screen. So I apologize for that. Cosmo Scary says, wow, only 2 degrees off. That's funny. Hey, Charlie's here. He says, hola. Charlie's our new pal, too. Charlie's a really nice guy. I believe his profile, I can't see his profile picture, but I believe it's of a dog, of a golden retriever. So now we're walking to Koreatown, which is one of my favorite places in the city. Koreatown, very nice. Ground Zero says it's 77 degrees Fahrenheit in Ohio. Well, Ground Zero, you gotta come to New York, man. I'm telling you, you're gonna love it. I mean, during the height of the pandemic, I was telling everybody, I'm like, you gotta come to New York City. You have to. Anthony J says, evening NYC. Hey, what's up, Anthony J? Solo 401 says, dew point is 71. Must feel muggy there. Yeah, extremely muggy. So that's a lesson for anything in life, not just the stock market, right? So the old saying on Wall Street is buy when there's fear, or buy when there's blood in the streets, even if the blood is your own blood. So everybody was moving out of New York City and moving out of Manhattan during the pandemic. But I'm like, that's the way. You got to take the other side of that trade all day, every day. Anything in life is a trade and an investment. Victoria Greco says, I want to go, I'm saving. Yeah, you'll do it. So when you see the herd all going to one side, you got to take the opposite side of that trade immediately. So when everybody was moving out of New York City, I was moving in. Rob H says, why is the entire picture covered with the chat? Yeah, Rob H, I apologize. It's been nuts. The streaming service has been really, really terrible. I used to use Streamlabs, but that is no longer working. So now I have to use this streaming platform, which is really terrible. Which is really, really terrible. So hopefully the problem will get fixed soon, everybody. So I apologize, just bear with me for now. But this is the only way I could read the comments, because last night I could not read anybody's comments. Cosmo says, I want to invest in emerging markets. Cosmo, that's a good idea. The only thing you need to worry about is, and we talked about a lot on the stream, China has a ton of great emerging tech companies, but the only way that it's going to get capital to invest into those companies is if the government is less communist, to say it in layman's terms. If you look at any one of these Chinese stocks, Alibaba, Tencent, JD, Didi, which is a new IPO, the only way, if you look at all of those companies and if you look at their holdings or the institutional investor sponsorship in these names, there's virtually none. Fidelity doesn't own them, BlackRock doesn't own them, because it's too much of a liability, because there's too much Chinese governmental oversight into these companies. Hey, the Swan says, skateboarder can't see our comments, only screen comments. Yep, that's true. That is true. Rob H says, thanks for the reply, much appreciated. No problem, Rob. Again, I apologize for the quality. It's usually much, much better, I can assure you. But everybody, I think all of the streamers are having a big issue. So this is the only way that I can actually see people's comments, is if I use this software and I slam the comments on the front of on the screen. But Cosmo, that's the only thing that we need to look out for. So if you look at the revenue and the earnings growth of a lot of those Chinese companies, they're actually relatively good. Zap Allen, I can see everybody's stuff.